a little more than a weekly recap. With the way things are going now, with the influencer program, the videos that count for that month go from the 15th to the 15th. So I decided what I'm going to do in order to maximize view count so they are running, I guess, at the beginning of the 30-day period that they count as a month. I'm going to start putting them up probably from like mid-month to the end of month, so they can have the middle of the next month in order to, you know, run the full 30 days and get all the views so they count for me. But a couple things happened since the last video. My AC went out again. Pretty much thinking that the dealership that I went to probably 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago now, they just band-aided the problem. They didn't really fix the problem, because the AC worked for about a week and a half, so it wasn't that long. So I had to get routed back to the Tulsa terminal, and let me just say, I've been to Tulsa a couple times now. I prefer Tulsa over Laredo. Still the same temperature, but the Tulsa is the headquarter terminal, so of course everything's going to be nicer. I'm going back to Tulsa after I pick up this load. It's South Oklahoma, almost in Texas, and as you can see, I have a step deck now, so this is a step deck load. This is going to be considered a repower load. Maybe it's going to Kentucky, so maybe this is going to go for someone that is going to go, that's flagged for home time. They might grab this load and, you know, take it to Kentucky so they can go home. Not a big deal. As long as I can get a decent load tomorrow, which is Friday, that'll carry me through the weekend, Monday, then I'll actually have a pretty good week for miles. So yeah, the AC. The Tulsa terminal, the guy that was working on my truck, he's a really funny guy. You know, I left him alone for the most part. I came back like pretty much at the tail end. It took him about 2.5 hours, and they did some other things that I needed to get done in the truck too. They're pretty quick. He told me he replaced the sensor and he topped off the Freon. He said it was kind of low, and the AC has been working 100% fine since. Again, you know, this is almost 3 weeks ago that, no, 2 weeks ago, yeah, that he fixed that. And my load coming out of the Tulsa terminal for that visit, I say that visit for a reason, was my first OD load. Now, it's really funny how it worked out, because again, you know, it was my first OD load. I didn't really know the process and like how to get the permits, and, you know, setting the truck up with the flags and the banners, you know, that's a given. But like as far as the process of an OD load, and you know, I was irritated about that because there was nothing in the employee not the employee handbook, the Melton app, that has all the information that we need. So I ended up taking that load, I think it was to Virginia. I ran my clock out to get there. The one thing about running an oversized load or overdimensional load, you're held to the permit route, and you're also, unless the company pays for the fee for driving at night, you're only allowed to drive during daylight hours. You can drive up to 30 minutes before sunrise and 30 minutes after sundown. If you're caught driving before or after those points, you can get a DOT violation. You don't want to do that. So I actually made it to the receiver It was, I think I stopped the truck at the receiver 8 minutes before the 30-minute after sundown cutoff. So yeah, I'm running a little closer than I wanted to. But I talked to my DM about that load, and I had to go through Chicago. No, it wasn't Virginia, it was northern Indiana. Yeah, because I had to go through southern Chicago. I'm thinking, I asked him, you know, should I not run the risk of running out of time and just deliver it Saturday? He's like, if you can deliver it Friday, deliver it Friday. So I pushed it, and in this case, I made it without getting myself into trouble. That receiver had me offloaded. I secured right when you get onto the property, or I unsecured on their property, and then he had me drive around the building, follow him on the forklift to where they actually unloaded me. It was 2 long sheets of plate steel. They weren't very heavy at all. They were, I think, 3/8 inch thick. So they were only, with the dunnage, maybe 5 inches off the deck of my trailer. So it definitely wasn't over height. But the permit instructions for loading had me loaded 2 feet off the front of the trailer, and then whatever was left to be off the back of the trailer. I ended up not having anything over the back of the trailer, but I was really close to my headache rack. I actually bumped my headache rack making a right-hand turn, so I'm probably gonna fix that when I go home. But now I know, if it tells me to load 2 feet over the front of the trailer, no, load a foot over the front of the trailer and the rest off the back. You know, that's a learning curve, learning experience. So that was that. Nothing. Oh, so yeah. From there, I loaded in Butler, Indiana, and the delivery was just outside Dallas, Texas, on the east side of Dallas. I get 80 miles from the shipper, and a rock comes up on my driver's side of the windshield and hits the windshield. Now, it wasn't a very big rock, because I've had bugs hit my windshield and made a louder thud than this rock did, but it put probably about a $50 size, you know, small spider web crack in my windshield. And it wasn't in my direct line of view. Like, if I'm looking directly out of the truck, it was about 6 inches down and about 1.5 inches to the right. So it wasn't in my direct line of sight, but it was still on my driver's side. So I delivered to Mills Point, Texas, was the actual town name. And I looked at the reviews of this receiver, or consignee. When you hear me saying cons in the future, that means consignee. So I read the reviews on the cons, and they were kind of hit and miss, saying, you know, they're fast to unload or load, they're slow to unload or load, overnight parking is limited, there's not much room. And this was another delivery that I made really good time for, like as far as driving, and I was actually able to deliver a day early. I was hesitant about, you know, running out my clock to make it there a day early. I'm glad I did. I pulled up to the cons at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, sorry about that split. Just had a guy who asked for assistance with blindside backing, so I did my good deed for the day and helped him to make sure he didn't hit the trailer that was on his driver's side. So where was I? Okay, I got to the cons at 2 o'clock. I pull in, and the lady immediately came out and got my paperwork. I didn't have to get out of the truck. I'm like, wow, this is pretty sweet. She took my paperwork. She told me, okay, line up in between the red lines right here, pull up, and we'll unload you. I pull around. Forklift guy was waiting for me to unsecure. I untarped, unsecured, got my straps out of the way. He unloaded me. I ended up staying there. Their overnight parking, at least at that time, their lot was completely empty. You could fit at least 10 trucks parked there before you start hindering flow of traffic out in the yard. So at least at that time it was fine. So I stayed there, and then I deadheaded from there back to Tulsa to get the windshield replaced. And again, the Tulsa terminal, I like the Tulsa terminal for maintenance. Those guys are super fast getting in and out of there. The windshield, the guy had me in and out in about an hour. Granted, it's just a windshield, but still, he was quick. The less the downtime a driver has, the less money they're losing for maintenance or breakdown issues. So, Tulsa terminal, really nice. If I have time, like I said, I'm taking this load back to Tulsa as a repower. I'm gonna do like a video walk around of the Tulsa terminal. It's really nice, guys. Other than that, a little update on the interior of my truck. I finally decided on a portable freezer combination unit. I'm going with the IceGo VL60, and I'm just gonna have it shipped home to Florida, so it'll be there when I go on home time next, which will probably be sometime around mid-September when my passport comes in. I think it's 63 quart, which it's just me in the truck. That will almost complete. I still need to get a monitor, but after the monitor, I'm done with stuff inside the truck, so I can finally do my interior truck on how I have it set up video. I'm gonna have to build like a wood kind of like table to go over the passenger seat. That's where it's gonna live, so I can, you know, make it level and keep it supported and secured properly, so it's not bouncing down the road on some of these less than properly maintained roads. And I'll leave it at that. But that's where I'm at right now. Yeah, nothing off the wall I need to talk about. So thanks for watching, thanks for commenting, thanks for subscribing and following me on my journey. I really appreciate it. Securement videos. I also, I'm an idiot. I bought the second GoPro, but I didn't buy the SD card to go in the GoPro. So yeah, it's hit or miss whether I can get the SD card while out on the road with the whole Amazon delivery box thing. I'm still gonna try that. If not, I'll just order that and have that waiting at home too. So securement videos, I'm probably just gonna do the head mount one if I do get an opportunity to do a securement video. I'll do the head mount so you can see, you know, first person view. You won't be able to see the view from far away until I get that other memory card. But yeah, that's an update on that. I haven't done securement videos because up to now, I've always been in a position where I needed to get secured quick because there was people behind me. I only want to do a securement video when, one, the shipper allows me, and two, I'm not holding anyone up from getting loaded. So there's a couple things I need to take into account when I do a securement video. It's not just, you know, put the camera on and do it. I'm not trying to screw the next guy, you know. So, okay, that's it for this video. And as always, I will see you later.